Hi, here I am going to explain generative AI, generative artificial intelligence project architecture from starting to covering all the steps. So the first step, which is generally there, is related to data sourcing. Over here, we generally follow ETL. ETL is extract, transform, load. And in extract over here, it is like we collect and do integration of our data at multiple data locations. Let us say that we have our data storage at multiple locations or multiple stores or multiple industries at different locations. So here we will collect the data and integrate it. In the second step over here, it is transform. In transform, we will do the data cleaning. Like earlier, we have done data collection and integration. So of this data, we will do data cleaning. We will remove deduplication and null values. So basically, we are preparing the data for coding purpose, for model development purpose, model training purpose, and we need perfect data with perfect cleaning and doing deduplication. Then after processing this collected data, we share, we load the data. We do the loading of the data in a common warehouse. Generally, we do it in data warehouse. So it can be any type of data which is structured or unstructured data. This is one of the segment related to data cleaning and ETL process. It is a very important part and initial stage of working on any basic generative artificial intelligence project. I go to the next step over here. This is the BERT architecture of a model. So by this, I mean like there are many models which are available on Hugging Face. So some of the main models which are like BERT, Mariam MT, MT5, MBART 50. These are a few top models which are already trained on huge data set, and we generally use them for machine learning purpose. Here I have selected BERT architecture, and in this architecture, the process flows like input is there, then we do input embedding, followed by positional encoding. Then this is like a very important step, which is addition and normalization of data in multi-head attention. Then feed forward, doing addition and normalization over here. Then it goes similar steps again, which is multi-head attention, feed forward, addition, and normalization. Then directs to linear, softmax, and output probabilities. So what I want to explain in this is that we get probabilities. Let us say after doing some prediction, we come up to the presumption, we come up with a probability that player number A is going to win, then the second most probability is of player number B to win. Then the third probability is of player number 3 to win the game. So based upon those probabilities, this BERT model will select the fit output, best fit output based upon the probabilities. Similarly, here this is softmax equation, and it will also do the similar type of activity related to calculation of probabilities. Now, this initial portion is related to data input, then data adding, embedding, normalization, and addition. Now, I repeat again here, I have explained about the data sourcing at the top. Then down here, I have explained about artificial intelligence model over here. Then down here, I go for model training and hyper tuning purpose. So it is like we generally go for pipeline, which is like we will use GitHub, CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment, Jenkins, and then Docker and Kubernetes. I will explain all these in the upcoming steps over here. So here I want to explain the process related to our artificial intelligence model. Here I go, and it is like we will either create the model or get a pre-trained model. After that, we will train the model, and then we will go and prepare the model for deployment. So here in initial, like if we can go and select a pre-trained model, which is like GPT, BERT, MBERT 50, MT5, Mariam MT, we can select any model which is already available, like except GPT, others are available on Hugging Face. And after that, we can train the model based upon our data set, which is selected from here, on which we have done data cleaning. So we can train our model from here. Then we can do the pre for deployment. We can prepare our model for deployment purpose. And for that, like for training our model, we generally use TensorFlow, PyTorch for fine tuning, and Keras for hyper tuning purpose. So these are the tools for training our model based upon the data set which we have collected and done cleaning and other functions. Over here, now after completing the training of model, we will check the model's evaluation, like how good our model will work. We call that as model testing. For that, we will go for confusion matrix. Over here, it is like true positiveness, true negativeness, false positiveness, false negativeness. So I would like to let you know, like key parameters for evaluation of model are like confusion matrix. Second is F1 is score. Third is perplexity, and fourth is blue is score. So these are the four main parameters. There are multiple more parameters, but we can start doing our work by using these parameters. Then after doing the training of our model based upon our data set, we will go ahead and prepare the model for deployment. And here, this is the last step in model training, and then exporting the model, exporting the trained model which we have trained on our data set. And then we will go and over here we will choose deployment platform, set up deployment platform. So these are the basic steps related to the model deployment, which are like we can choose any deployment platform. A few popular deployment platforms are AWS, then another is GCP and Microsoft Azure. So these are popular deployment platforms which we can use, we can choose based upon our requirement, based upon the size of our model, and based upon the quantity of data set on which the model is trained. Now here I go. We can choose, then we can set up the deployment platform. Like let us say I select AWS Light Sale. It is start just at 40 USD per month. As of like in 2023, it provides like 8 GB memory with 2 CPU processing. So that will work good for a small project. Let us say the model size of the project is less than 2 GB. And over here, we go ahead. After doing the setup, we will load our trained model on the platform on AWS or any chosen cloud platform. We can also do these activities by using MLflow and ML Auto. These are the tools which makes our task easy by helping us in doing these activities. And along with that, I would like to let you know that these activity can also be done on Microsoft Azure machine learning platform. It is like a different service. Say, like there are other services which are Microsoft cognitive services. So for training the model, exporting the model, we can use Microsoft Azure machine learning platform service. Then after that, uh, the second, we can use Google Vertex AI. So these are a few popular. Now I go down over here. So after getting developing these codes, we can go for Git, CI/CD, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, and for here it goes the flow. Flow is like now we are converting our machine learning model to Docker image. Well, Docker, Kubernetes, these are used in the scenario like I have developed, I have ready my code over here along with all the dependencies. And now I want to send to one of my colleague these codes. When I will send these codes, there can be some issues while running the code along with the dependencies in another system. So as to fix this issue, we generally use Dockers. So in this Docker, we will club all the things, all the requirements, dependencies, machine learning model codes, and then we will proceed ahead. So here it is like we have our code. We will go for Docker file, then we will build image, then we will run container, and this is a service of Amazon ECR. We will go for it. Then Amazon Kubernetes over here. So this is how. Now, what is like Docker? Docker contains all. Like let us say one set of AI web app. It can be anything like AI search web app. So for that purpose, we can, in this Docker, there will be AP app, there will be the app, there will be the framework, libraries, and all these go ahead. All these different Dockers are managed by using Kubernetes. So it saves our time in managing multiple AI web apps and make our work more productive. Here it goes, the further pipeline and process, which is like we go and over here, I go move my image over here, which is not so pretty. Over here, I go and here it goes like we will create interface pipeline. We will like for data collection, which we have done above, then data cleaning and here, like we will do pre and post processing of the data. Another is like we will go for exposing API endpoint, like generating REST API to call our model which we have trained on the data. Then this is for further monitoring and scalability. We will take into consideration security. We can follow some best practices, which is like data encryption, model security, secure API authorization, and security testing. Followed by here, we can go for testing and validation, then managing the documents, going for documentation, and after that, maintenance and update of our algorithm, of our model. So this is a small architecture of simple artificial intelligence, generative AI, any web app we can develop by using machine learning, artificial intelligence models. Let us discuss your project in more detail. Let us catch up soon. Take care. Bye bye.